at AirVenture Oshkosh, we've got a really spectacular product that we've been waiting for a while. We did a video about this earlier, but it was over in Europe and it was brand new then, and there was still a lot to do, put it that way. This is the SW51 as it's now known. It was originally called the FK51, same exact airplane, just a little change in how to market it. I'm Dan Johnson and I'm talking with Mitch Hansen here, and we're gonna, well, hear a little bit about the airplane and then what Americans think of it. So, Mitch, tell me a little bit, give me a little bit of the history, what you know about this thing. I don't even know if the camera can pick up, but this is full of, well, I'll call them simulated rivets, because I know this is not what it appears to be, but it sure looks like the original. Tell us more.
Well, it looks aluminum, but this is all a composite airplane. You have every rivet and screw head on an original P-51 molded into the molds for this airplane.
I mean, we're not missing any here, no. Right? They went to some trouble to make it every rivet, as you just said.
It is exact, and it's a 70% scale, so the only way you can tell that it's not a real Mustang is if somebody's standing next to it. I mean, so you get a little bit of scale on it. But they spent thousands of man-hours hand cutting all these rivets and screws into the molds, and you can see right here, it just comes out fantastic. You can't beat it.
Well, I'm kind of looking over your shoulder here at the tail, and a lot of people, they look at a P-51 Mustang, they assume this is an all-metal nose-to-tail airplane. It's not. It's got a fabric rudder on it, and even that, which I'm guessing is not fabric, appears to be fabric.
You would be correct, sir. It is. It's even got the pinking tapes on top of the
yeah, it's a fantastic
ribs molded into it, so you can't tell. People come out, oh yeah, nice fabric job. It's not fabric.
So it's one of the most beautiful fakes I've ever seen in aviation.
Fantastic. So it's very durable too, and it's just a fantastic. You can get, this is the plain silver paint job. We have a polished aluminum paint job, and we even have a chromed paint job on it. It just glows when you see it. We've got some sample panels over there. It's just, there's all kinds of different surfaces you can put on this, but it just makes for an exceptionally beautiful airplane.
Well, and I'm also still looking over your shoulder, and even the end number, and you've got it nicely done on there to where the rudder says 51 very clearly, and a color contrast. Very, very well done. And,
thank you.
I know the man behind this is kind of a design genius kind of guy.
Oh, that'd be Hans Schwaler of ScaleWings of Austria.
Pretty amazing.
This was his concept. He came to it and said, I could build one of these things. He's got a lot of great innovations in here, but he needed somebody to produce the airplane in a fairly large number, so he went to FK Lightplanes.
Yeah, he's kind of a design specialist, and FK has got quite a factory there in Poland now.
Oh, yeah.
It's a German company originally, now with Polish production, and an Austrian designer, so that's the way of the global world, I guess.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, it started off with B&F Technique, Peter Funk and his dad, and they needed somebody to produce their airplanes, so they started FK Lightplanes to produce the airplanes. So we have actually two design bureaus feeding into the factory now, B&F Technique and ScaleWings.
Right. Seems like a good way to do that stuff. So.
Yeah, it's so the factory can concentrate on producing, and the other people can come up with all the great stuff that you see out here.
Cool. Yeah, they are very different disciplines. So tell us, Mitch, how people have been reacting to this here. First time it's been seen in the USA, right?
Oh, they love it. Yeah, this is the first one. This plane literally came. We trucked it up here last Thursday, 4 days ago. Unpacked it.
This one has not flown yet. So when we say trucked it up, you mean literally brought it up on a trailer.
Brought it up, but it did fly. It flew across the Atlantic in the back of a 747, I think, air freight. But yeah, we trucked it up. Of course, we had to open the box to look at it. It's like Christmas when it showed up. Everybody's like, oh, look at this, look at that, and it was great. So we unpacked it here and put it together, and it's fantastic. People are loving it. They're walking up, oh, I want one, and we have so many different versions available that I think we can pretty much find one for everybody.
Is that right? Yeah, cool. So tell us a little bit about what those differences might be, one from another, that flips the switch of somebody who's looking at it.
The first one's coming out, and then will be available, will be the factory-built full-up airplanes. They will be airworthiness under experimental exhibition category.
Okay, you're going to start out with the experimental
and that's mainly, it's got full retractable hydraulic gear, doors, everything like that. It'll have a special, like this one here is going to be that one right here. It's got a special built 4-blade MT prop designed especially for this airplane, tested by Rotax as close as we could get it to scale for this thing.
Right, yeah, you can't make some things
Yeah.
absolutely identical.
For 100 horsepower, you can't put a giant prop on it. It's
Right,
not
of
gonna
course,
work.
right.
However, if you build the kit version of it with a big, large Corvette motor on it, they have the same scale prop that matches the Mustang prop exactly. So you will not, there will be no external differences as far as you can tell.
Yeah, that's great. Now I want to back up and say it hasn't flown here.
No, sir.
And you haven't flown it, but the aircraft has flown.
Oh yes, the prototype's been flying in Speyer, Germany since last October. They've got a few hours on it. They're making refinements into it and testing it out, and it's just it handles very well. I talked to the test pilot, Thomas, and he said, "Oh, it's easy airplane to land." He's flown all the FK.
Yeah, it looks
produced
kind of like,
airplanes.
whoa, I don't know if I can handle this. It's got the authentic look, but can I, a regular old pilot, fly this thing?
Yeah, he says it's great. He's flown the Polaris and the Comet and everything. And he said in the FK9 tail dragger, he said of all of them, this one's the easiest.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's got a 8-foot wide gear. It's fairly long coupled, and it's just a pussycat. If you go on the videos and you can see him flying, it's just like, oh yeah, this is sweet airplane.
Yeah, we'll try and put some of those up while we're talking here so that people can see it in motion. But even though it hasn't flown here, and it will in due time when you get all the documents and everything and all that in order, the airplane has flown. We're not talking about a speculative piece of work.
No,
here.
it's flown. Yeah, it's flown. This one, we're hoping to have it flying within the next 2 weeks.
So you said people are already talking about how they want one. Then we got to get into this part of saying, well, okay, so if I said I'm sold, that's all. You don't need to tell me any more. I don't even care about price or whatever. When could they get one, do you suppose?
You could be about 90 days, I believe, before we could
Really? That's
get
all?
you one. Yeah,
That's pretty quick.
Right around there.
So it's been a while coming, but they're getting it geared up now. Is that right?
Getting it geared up. This is first one production model off the line right
This
here.
one here is
this
okay.
One here. And when they Roland and the rest of the guys get back, they're ramping up production right that and ready to go. So as what you see here is what's coming off the line right now.
Well, you know, we see for years now, 2 companies in particular, but 2 or 3 more that are doing Cub-like airplanes, and there seems to be no end to the interest on those. They're doing very well, but I'm guessing you're going to tap a vein of that same kind of thing, that the vintage look, but you know, yes, the Cub look is very popular, and a lot of people like it, and they think they can handle it. But I guess P-51 is probably one of the most popular airplanes ever in history.
Without a doubt, and it's just a beautiful airplane. Plus, when you sit in this thing and you look around, you know, the hair stands up on it. Man, wow, this is a 51. I mean, you look outside, you can't tell.
Yeah, most of us are never going to get to fly an original P-51 airplane, nor do we have the skills for that sort of thing. This one we can tackle. This one we can afford. We always shy away from price, but we got to touch on it anyway to know if this is a $500,000 airplane or what it is. So what is the general price on it, folks? These numbers change. You're watching this 3 years from now, it might be a different number. Exchange rates have an effect, but anyway, get us in the ballpark. That said,
this airplane is loaded right here. That's 176,000 delivered, ready to fly. This has got the Rotex IS engine in it, 912 IS. It's got the constant speed MT special built prop. It's going to have inverted fuel tanks, aerobatic setup. It's got a pseudo glass cockpit in it. It's just, what else have we got in this thing? It's like a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything in it. So this one's a loaded one.
This is a loaded one.
But that's just, I mean, that's the top of the LSA space, but not outrageous. Well, I guess it's not the top anymore. We got the new Icon airplane that's pushing the limit more, and so does a Cubcrafter. So this is actually not as much as them.
Not that much. And the LSA version is actually going to be quite a bit cheaper.
Is that right?
You can order
without now, it won't have retractable gear on that one. It'll be
we'll
simulated retractable gear, I suppose.
Yeah, well, basically it's the same gear. We just fix them down and take the hydraulic cylinders out, and there it is.
Okay.
We were even talking about, Hans was talking about having the gear doors so you can open it up and make it look like like it is sitting here,
Sure.
And it'll have the ground adjustable prop, so you're gonna
won't be in-flight adjustable on the LSA version. So.
And a lot of people say, well, why would I want a fixed gear Mustang? Well, when you're sitting in a Mustang, you can't see the gear.
That's right. That's right. And
great.
you know what? Who cares? It's still going to look like it, even flying around at altitude or something. And there'll also be we're looking at a
kit build version 2. We're hoping to offer that right now.
Cool.
So, that's going to run about 250, but that's going to have the Corvette LS9.
Okay, that's when you're talking.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Corvette engine before. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so you got this quiet little Rotax in there
Yeah.
that doesn't make much noise. Certainly doesn't make P-51 noises.
No,
Are you
it doesn't sound
compensating
like-
for that somehow?
Oh, yeah, there's always compensations out there. Right now we have I believe it's like a 5,000 watt stereo system in it that is hooked to the engine speed control. So flip the switch on, it'll play it externally with large speakers or in your headset, and you can adjust the volume on each one. But you will hear, hit the ignition, and you'll hear the thing start cranking, hit the start button, boom, and it'll start up, and you'll hear that. It'll sound like a Merlin. It's samples of Merlin, actual Merlin sounds. And then push the throttle up, and you'll hear the throttle go up, and you'll hear it come back, and everything you like. Everything you can think of.
So it's sort of the full Walter MIDI effect
Yeah,
on a
exactly.
P-51. Huh?
The first
All
time
right.
they cranked it up, the sound system here, I had my back turned and I jumped around. What's going on? Who's cranking engines out here? There's also a great system, 2 different smoke systems in it. One, you have your typical aerobatic smoke system where you can turn on and off, like that. There's also a system available where when you're cranking it, you'll get little puffs of smoke out of the fake exhaust system on it. So, and then when it cranks up, you get a big thing of smoke and get the whole effect, not just noise, but visually and everything. So
Cool.
It's kind of neat.
All right, let's go from the simulated stuff to the real stuff
Okay.
now. Let's talk a little bit about what the performances, numbers and stuff on it are expected to be.
Okay, for the fixed gear airplane, we're looking at a cruise speed of 110, 120 knots.
Okay.
Right at the LSA limit right there. V&E is going to be somewhere around 230 knots. Somewhere around
Okay,
there.
wow.
Could
So
be.
so it's
Pretty
built.
fast.
It's built to go
It's-
faster
yeah.
for those who want to do the experimental ambiter built later
Yeah.
and put the big engine in it. It will go fast.
Oh yeah.
For those guys, but for the LSA guys with the Rotax engine and whatnot, you're right at the top of the category that
Yeah.
way. How about stall?
Stall speed for the LSA, it's going to be below 45 knots for
Okay.
sure, at 1,320 pounds. So the way this wing
Using
is set,
with flaps and what can
With
we
no
see the
flaps.
flaps are out kind of behind
yeah.
us, but
With stall speed with flaps is probably going to be around 40 knots.
okay,
somewhere
all right. So really a pretty docile kind of
Yeah,
airplane, as you said earlier about handling, but performance is also in the LSA space numbers very easily.
So it fits real well into that, but it's also, you can see the gaps and everything in the airplane and the way it's set up. It's made to go fast, like a 50 plane. So
Yeah.
if you get the faster version, it's basically the same airplane.
Yeah, cool.
You've got mechanical pushrod, all the flight control surface, the ailerons and elevator are all mechanical. You've got rudder cables just like you would on most any other airplane. You've got electric trim on the ailerons, the elevator, and the rudder.
Ah, okay.
So that's standard.
Three-way trim then.
Yeah,
All
works
electric.
great.
Flaps are electric too, I'm guessing.
Flaps are actually electro-hydraulic, so you've got a electric
okay.
hydraulic motor that'll run the flaps and the gear.
Okay.
So it's a great little, real reliable little system.
And standard joystick, standard pedals.
Yes,
all that stuff?
standard pedals, adjustable pedals. Forward, back, and standard stick. You've got the standard model has handbrake in both cockpits. You've got a complete set of flight controls in the back cockpit, including.
Oh, you do? Okay, I
yeah.
was going to get to that in a moment, but
Yeah.
so okay. So you can fly to place and do training and all those kind of things
Oh, yes.
when it's an SLSA, that is, and prepare people for it.
Oh yeah, and like I said, and we've got a constant speed prop. So on this one, you won't have on the other one. You've got a prop lever,
Right.
like you would on the others.
Okay, so 120 knot, 110, 120 knot cruise and whatnot. How many gallons we got on board here, Mitch?
About 26 and a half gallons right now.
Okay.
So burning about 5 gallons an hour.
Yeah.
You got 5+ hours with the gas. Take a little bit, 4.5. So 500 miles with the fixed gear, with the retractable gear. It should cruise somewhere around 140, 145. So you're going to cruise up around 600 plus knots.
You really got quite a bit of range in it.
Oh yeah.
It's just got this whole fighter airplane look, but it's
Yes.
actually pretty much a tandem aircraft that people can fly around and have fun with too,
Oh, yeah.
not
Yeah.
just
And
show off to their friends.
And it's practical too. You've got a very large baggage compartment right here behind the seat.
Oh, okay,
You know, there's
okay.
an option to put golf clubs. You can make it enlarge it to golf clubs and/or skis. So I haven't seen that one yet.
I wondered
It's
how
like-
many P-51 fighter pilots ever carried their golf clubs with them. Not
Well, you
many,
never
I'm
know,
guessing.
yeah.
So, hey, here's to you guys. We got it even better now. Well, great. You said one more thing. Well, I want to touch on in performance. You said it's got aerobatic capabilities. What kind of numbers have you
well,
got?
we're looking at +8 and -4
Holy
for
cow.
the thing, but it will probably, depending on how much weight you're running, there's +6 and -3.
Yeah,
so
well,
it's
still at least for mild normal aerobatics that
Yeah.
regular people want to do, no problem.
Yeah, and it's once again, it's not designed as an unlimited aerobatic
Sure, of
performance.
course, right. So people are going to want to see more of this. The ones that are lucky enough to have come here to AirVenture Oshkosh have been able to see it easily. But how about next shows? Where else can people come and see this when they get all turned on by the video?
Oh, our next show is going to be the Midwest LSA Expo in Mount Vernon, Illinois, 10th, 11th, and 12th of September. And our goal is to have it flying up there, and so people can come and look at it.
All right, cool. Well, we'll be looking for you there then. You know, we like to go to that show. And
oh yeah, it's a great little show for us, and we love it. All right, and after that, we'll be at the Sebring show in January, and then again in Sun and Fun next April. So,
all right.
I mean, we're in all the big shows. If you want to come to Atlanta and see it, call ahead, because the airplane's going to be flying around a lot. So don't count on it being there all the time.
Okay, to contact you, tell us how we find you on the web, Mitch.
You can call us at or email us at Hansen Air Group, info@hansenairgroup.com.
Okay, and so the web address is just Hansen Air Group.
Yep.
Okay, well, lots more about what Hansen Air Group has been doing for many years, and the FK line as well. All that's available with much other affordable aviation on buydanjohnson.com. Thanks for joining Mitch Hansen and myself here at AirVenture Oshkosh.
Thanks, Dan.